When you are crossing over from religion into the truth of Yahuwah Yahusha, your spirit is no longer going to resonate with a lot of these pagan titles and words that we picked up in religion and in the world. Your spirit is going to be more drawn towards the Abarit, or the Hebrew language and words. Yahuwah even told us he was going to do this in Zephaniah 3:9. For then I will turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahuwah to serve him with one consent. That pure language that he's restoring to us is the Abarit, or the Hebrew tongue. Now, the reason we don't want to use a lot of these pagan titles, these false titles for the Most High, is one, because they're not Kadash, they're not separated, right? And the Most High is Kadash. He is separated from the world and all religions. Yahuwah Yahusha is not a religion. It is truth. And not only that, but when we say a lot of these titles and words, we are unknowingly saying the names of demons and other mighty ones. And this would actually break Yahuwah's commandments, right? In Exodus 23:13, he said, "In all things that I have said unto you, be guarded. Make no mention of the name of other mighty ones, neither let it be heard out of your mouth." That's why you're feeling called to go back to the Abarit, the Hebrew. This is the name of a deity. If you go in the book of Enoch, chapter 69, verse 6, it gives us the name of a fallen messenger, God Re'al. This is literally the serpent who seduced or deceived Hua, or Eve, right? The serpent who deceived Eve in the garden. The name of that devil is God Re'al. And we see this title on a dollar bill, in God we trust. Right? So we want to stop using this. And in the Hebrew, we can say Alahim or Alua. And properly translated into English, it does not mean this. In English, Alahim means mighty ones. That's the plural version, right? The im makes it plural. And I believe why they chose to use the plural sometimes when referring to Yahuwah as Alahim is because it's like the fullness of it. He's all powerful. He's almighty. Alahim. But the most proper one we could use is Alua, which on a surface level translates to power. Right? You hear them say this in Hawaii. They say aloha, aloha. They're saying power unto you, right? But it's really Alua, because he is our power. He is the power. And we don't want to use the version of this or this that starts with E, because this is the modern Hebrew. And of course, they used us to trick us, because the one that starts with E is actually the name of a deity, a false deity. Look at that. Right? So to avoid saying this letter, because you'll actually say this sound, you can just say Lamad, which is the Hebrew letter. It looks like this. It's a shepherd's staff. And not only that, but if this is the modern Hebrew, why would we want to use the modern Hebrew when referring to the Ancient of Days? And not only is Yahuwah the Ancient of Days, but he told us to see and ask for the ancient path, where the way is tube or great. And he told us to walk in that path, right? Thus says Yahuwah, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the ancient paths, where is the tube way, the great way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. This is why Yahuwah has been leading us to study the ancient Hebrew, right? Because the modern Hebrew is also corrupted. You see, the first letter is Aleph, but they put an E, right? Because they add in their false Nakud system. It's really Alua. And when you break this down in the Hebrew, in the Abarit tongue, in the ancient Abarit, this is the pictograph version, read from right to left, you get Aleph, Lamad, Ua, He, which would mean strength, Aleph, leader, Lamad, add, Ua, breath, He, strength, leader, add, breath, Aleph, Lamad, Ua, He. So Alua, when properly translated into English, is the strong leader or power who adds breath of life, right? Because Yahuwah literally means Yah adds breath. He is the all-existent one who adds the breath of life into our lungs, into every living creature that is. which is why our lungs literally make that sound when we breathe. Alright, because Yahuwah Alua is the strong leader who adds the breath of life. You see, but they just translate it as this, right? Because they don't want us to know these things, family. But this is why Yahuwah told us in 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show yourself approved unto Yah, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So when you cross over into this truth, you have to study. You have to put in the time with Yahuwah to learn and to allow him to lead you into this truth. Some other Kadash terms that you can use, or separated terms that you can use for Yahuwah, are Creator, Most High, Almighty, Master, Father or Abba, Alua. So hallelujah. This is part 1 of this series. If you guys would like a part 2, please let me know. Here are a list of the scriptures that I used in this video, if you would like to take a screenshot. The version of the scriptures I was reading from is on the App Store. It's called the Sefer. And the Hebrew concordance that I like to use to go back and check these things is the BLB, it's the Blue Letter Bible. I'll see you guys in the next video, Yahuwah willing. Shalom.